All right, let's see what we got on YouTube right now. Question. I attend university and I want to get better at game, but I'm worried that if I, quote, play to win and then lose multiple times, my reputation is going to be damaged. How do you go about gaming at uni without becoming the guy who just wants pussy? That's a really great question, and you are correct that if you are gaming super hard in college, your reputation probably will be damaged. You will be that guy. How do I know this? Because when I was gaming in college, I did pure hardcore cold approach in college, and I, to an extent, did become that guy. That said, I also had a lot of sex, and I also did learn a skill set that's carried me through for the rest of my life. So overall, the reward was worth it. But that said, it's a situation of I say, do as I say, not as I do. I don't recommend that people handle learning game in college the way I did. There are definitely better ways to do it than what I did back in the day. And the reason for that is that college is a unique opportunity where game is a lot easier, right? In a cold approach situation, things are a bit harder. Right? You have total strangers, no association, no familiarity, no common friends, that kind of stuff. Now, cold approach, I think, is superior overall to just a pure social circle game because every girl is available to you. You're not just stuck in one small social circle, things like that. And there's also a lot of other factors in terms of freedom of time, whatever. But that said, being in the same social circle as a girl or having common associations, being able to see a girl multiple times organically, being able to have a positive reputation, these are all factors that are in your favor in a college environment. And so if you're in that environment and you're not taking advantage of them, that's actually quite silly. Okay, so what do I mean? Well, when you go to, let's say, class, you're going to be going to the same class at least, 16, 20 times. I don't know how many times class sessions go, whatever. But you're going to be going to the same class a bunch of different times. That means if you meet someone in your class, you're going to organically see them over and over and over again many times. So you don't need to necessarily meet them in a super awkward way if there's a more organic way to meet them. Also, you don't necessarily have to close them that first time you see them. You don't have to get their number or you'll never see them again. You meet a stranger on the streets of New York City, for example, if you don't get her number or some way to contact her, you will never see her again, right? But if you're gonna have class again with that same girl 2 days from now, well, you can have a great conversation, trust that you'll see her again, and go ahead and get the number the second time, the third time, the fourth time, whatever. Also, if you do get a phone number or some kind of contact information, whatever you prefer, although numbers are still good, then you're gonna, and say that she flakes or doesn't respond to your texts. In a normal situation, texting and burning it to the ground, you should do that because you have nothing to lose. You're never gonna see her again otherwise. In a situation on college campus, you absolutely should not do that. You should text her once or twice. If she's not responding, stop texting. See her again in person, have another good interaction, then continue the texting from there because you don't want to be that pushy, needy guy. And also, you don't have to. The in-person interaction is better than the texting anyway, okay? So there's a lot of situations like this that are gonna be way more advantageous to play sort of a longer, more patient game rather than this like get to the point and get laid today kind of a game. All right, so let's look at how to handle college the right way. What I would recommend you do is try and know a lot of people, have an amazing reputation, and be involved in as many things as possible. That is the absolute best way to play college, okay? So my recommendation is this. Say hello to basically every girl, okay? Now that doesn't mean like walk through class the first day and be like, hi, I'm Todd, hi, I'm Todd, hi, Todd, nice to meet you, hi. Don't do that, that's fucking weird, right? But if you are randomly sitting in like the college like student center or whatever, and there's a girl at like the table next to you, as you're sitting down, just greet her and say, hey, how's your day going? And then if she responds, wonderful, have a conversation with her. If she doesn't respond, continue on and sit down and go about your business. Not a big deal, okay? And this is for girls that you're attracted to and also girls you're not attracted to, especially popular girls you're not attracted to who know other attractive girls. But everyone, why not? Every friend you have is going to help. Every friend you have is going to possibly be a resource because you don't know who they know. You don't know when they might put in a good word for you or make you look good in some way or make you look bad in some way if they have a negative association with you or no association with you and they're jealous or whatever, okay? So go ahead and say hi. Now let's say you say hi to someone and they don't say hi back. Who cares? Go about your business. Next time you see them, you say hi again. The first time maybe like, what? And they don't say anything, right? Next time you say hi, maybe like, hi? And then the third time, maybe you see them and they see you first and they go, hi, and they greet you. And now you have a friend. And all you really did was say hello a couple times. You didn't have to have a great conversation. You didn't have to be witty or charismatic or charming or anything like that. All you had to do was be like open to being positive and saying hi to a stranger, right? A lot of people, even on a college campus, less so there than other places, but most people in life are kind of lonely. Most people in life would love to have more great friends. Most people in life have their own self-esteem issues and their own issues of like not feeling adequate and those kind of things, and having positive reinforcement from someone else just feels good. It's just nice, it's just helpful. So give that to as many people as possible. It will come back to in very good ways. And again, when you see someone multiple times, it just establishes familiarity. When you're familiar to someone, you're safe to them, they have positive associations with you, good things can happen, right? And again, that girl that you may not be that interested in is probably friends with a lot of girls who you may be interested in down the line. So definitely cultivate that. Also, get involved in things, especially if you have a hobby and interest, something you're passionate about. That's a great opportunity to meet a lot of people, doing something that's fun for you, and also where people are going to see you at your best. They're going to see you being passionate, they're going to see you excelling, and that's the kind of thing that really attracts girls. One of the best ways to get girls attracted, aside from having good game, which is actually probably the best way to get girls attracted, but the other way is to be doing things you're good at and enjoy and have girls casually see you, right? A lot of game, fundamentally, is the idea of having a girl sort of accidentally see your best qualities in life, right? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to, talking to the girl, getting to know her, you're on a date with her, you're conversing with her. You want her to kind of discover the cool things about you without you bragging. Well, what better way for her to discover it than for her to actually see it? So if you're a great dancer, go join a dance class at your college. If you're a bad dancer, go join a dance class at your college, be passionate about it, get good at it, and be fun along the way, right? Get involved in a lot of things. Especially get involved in things where you can be a leader or you can be, meeting people, that kind of stuff. So if there's like maybe, fraternities and sororities, obviously I hope you're not joining sororities as a guy, but if I have any females in the audience, I suppose. But joining fraternities, pros and cons, certainly. I'm not a big fan of like the drinking culture and a lot of things that go along with fraternities, but that said, they are a great way to meet a lot of people. If you have decent game and you join a fraternity, you're going to meet a lot more girls than you would if you had decent game and didn't join a fraternity. That said, there are a lot of other ways to do it, like just being involved in events, throwing your own events, things like that. You don't have to join a fraternity to do it, and there are better ways, I think. But things like joining clubs, joining social groups are great. Imagine this. Imagine you're in your college and you are the head of some kind of student organization. And then it's the first few days of school, the new freshmen have come in, and your organization is doing an event, and you're greeting all these new freshmen who are lost, confused, lonely, don't know which end is up, don't know what's going on, and you're the first person they meet at the event who assures them it's okay, gets them settled in, is that like older, more wise, knowing man who has his shit together. You're one of the first impressions she has of school. You're making her more comfortable, making her feel better. You better believe she's going to remember that, and it's going to help you in any interaction you're going to have with her. And again, she's meeting you organically without you having to be try hard, without you having to like be needy in any way, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, if anything, she's the needy one because she needs your attention. She needs to establish, start the conversation with you. So these are good situations to put yourself in, and it's going to help you massively. Okay, so what am I suggesting? I'm suggesting instead of going out and trying to get laid today with one approach, I'm suggesting go and build a positive reputation and a good ecosystem and get laid a lot over a long period of time. Now, that said, you still should be closing. Don't be the guy that just becomes friends with everybody and never closes, okay? If you meet a girl, maybe you go to like, especially a bigger school, like a 30 or 40,000 person school, something like that, but even a smaller school to an extent, you meet a girl who's not in one of your classes and you don't have, and not in your dorm or whatever, you don't have a prescriptive way to meet her again, yes, definitely get her number, yes, definitely follow up. Right? You still want to do those kind of things, but just don't push super hard with it, and don't be super needy or try hard over the top with it, because you never know when you might bump into her again, right? You don't want to be burning your number to the ground and texting 10 times and getting like, first of all, you shouldn't be getting angry and butthurt if a girl doesn't respond anyway, but especially don't do that on like a college campus, right? Understand your reputation does matter, it is to be guarded. The other thing is, if you use specific lines in your game, try to not use the same exact lines over and over, right? Because if you talk to a girl and you talk to the friend and she's like, oh, well, he said that same exact thing to me, that's where you start to get a really bad reputation. That's where you're not the like social cool guy, but you're now the cheesy pickup guy because you're using specific lines. So instead of having specific lines you use, understand the ideas and frames of game, understand the type of interaction you're trying to have and the steps to that interaction, and interact that way rather than with specific lines. And you can even just change it up. So for example, if for one girl you said you and I won't get along, another girl you say I'm not so sure about you, another girl you say like I like you but I'm not, I'm a little like I have my reservations. Now you said 3 different things, you're not using the same cheesy pickup line, right? So instead of using the line, understand the concept, the idea you're trying to get across, and talk in those concepts, and you'll do much better. The other thing to understand, this is kind of a final thing, is that being in college is the first time that girls have been away from home, away from their families. They want to meet friends, They want to meet people in general more than they probably ever have. And so they would love to have conversations with you. They also probably are relatively socially inexperienced. So the quality of conversation you have to have in a college setting for it to be a good conversation, a good interaction, lead to being friends or more than friends or whatever, is the bar is very, very low. All right. So instead of thinking, oh God, I have to be perfect, I better say all the right things, just get into conversations, have the right general attitude and mindset, and that's going to come across and do wonders for you. You're not expected to be perfect in college. You don't have to be because you're going to get multiple times seeing the girl. And also you're young. You're not expected to have perfect game at age 18, 19, 20, 21 anyway. And the girls are not used to perfect game either. So really give yourself kind of permission to have fun, make some mistakes, etc. As long as you're making mistakes from the right place and the right idea, which is I'm a fun, cool guy. And yes, I like sex, but there's abundance of sex. I don't have to have sex with you. And it's more about the experience than the sex. And then some patience. That's the attitude you want to have. Okay, so what I'm basically saying is this. You can absolutely do and learn cold approach in college, and to an extent you should. Girls you're never going to see in another context, you should cold approach them. You should utilize that because that's the best way to go. And even if you did hardcore cold approach in college, you would probably become that guy, and that would be bad, but you'd probably also learn a lot and have a lot of sex. So that's not even the worst thing in the world. However, college is an environment that has a lot of inherent advantages that you won't see in the real world. So as long as you're in college, take advantage of those advantages, right? Make the most of the situation available to you. And that means playing a little patient, being a little bit smart, and definitely building a positive reputation rather than a negative one.